Hello, my name is Dylan Todd Wilder, and I'm going to be talking about curation of video game collections for libraries. Although it may seem obvious, all kids play games these days. Video games have become this generation's media standard in the same way that radio was for the greatest generation and TV was for the baby boomers. Recent studies have found 97% of teenage boys and 83% of teenage girls play video games on some kind of device, whether that be tablet, smartphone, or home console. And the ubiquity of these personal portable devices gives greater access to video games than ever before, and have introduced new literacies that need to be mastered. While traditional media, film, television, and music are passive in nature, video games tend to be active experiences that cultivate a large number of skills, such as prosocial behaviors, like peer-to-peer communication, information literacy, aka the ability to identify, find, evaluate, and use information effectively, basic arithmetic skills, as well as reading proficiency, which has elements in both reading fluency and reading comprehension. Generally speaking, the active experiential elements of video games can make learning easier and faster, as they provide real-time feedback and help players succeed in an immersive game environment. However, the interactivity offered by games is a double-edged sword. Easy-to-access mobile games can and often are designed to manipulate users into addictive cycles, creating feedback loops that compel users to check in daily, or that use high-risk, high-reward approaches that encourage spending in the hopes of a big win despite very small odds, similar to playing the lottery. This is where libraries as a unique intersection of community, technology, and education can be of service. By offering a curated selection of games, libraries can moderate gaming behaviors and aid in the navigation of virtual spaces, as well as affording poor or less tech-savvy patrons the same opportunities as their peers. Here we have three different types of games: Missing Translation, Minecraft, and Assassin's Creed Origins, that each demonstrate a different application games may have for library or classroom purposes. Missing Translation is a great example of experiential learning, or learning through experience, trial and error, and is available for free online. In the game, players explore a small town independently or with a group, and attempt to engage in dialogue with townsfolk using a 3x3 grid in order to create symbols in a scenario that emulates the experience of visiting or inhabiting a foreign land, where you don't know the language. Keen-eyed players must rely on signage and context clues in order to deduce what's going on around them. Due to its short length and complex themes, it can make for a great conversation starter about language, immigration, and socialization, while it reinforces reading comprehension and information literacy skills. Minecraft, one of the most oft-cited and well-researched popular games, offers a stage for exploratory learning in what one might call a giant virtual Lego box. In the game's creative mode, players can design structures as simple or complex as their imagination allows for, using cubes fashioned from various materials. Libraries can create their own servers so groups can collaborate on buildings, or kids can create personal servers for experimentation without judgment, or just to share with their friends. In this way, Minecraft encourages prosocial behaviors, individual goal setting, and team building, while also getting kids to think about everyday architecture in their surroundings. The Discovery Tour, bundled in the unfortunately named Assassin's Creed series, provides an example of directed learning, perfect for sprucing up the occasional history lesson. A self-described virtual museum, the Discovery Tour recreates destroyed civilizations and landmarks for structured exploration in a fully fleshed out 3D environment, with accompanying voiceover and historical documentation to contextualize the detailed surroundings. While it lacks an experiential component, like the other two games discussed, bringing a textbook to digital life can increase engagement and cement classroom information. For the time being, a digital games collection makes the most sense for library purposes. Technology continues to iterate, and physical obsolescence undermines the goals of a gaming program. However, this will require sizable research time. There are hundreds of thousands of games available in a variety of formatting options. For example, there exist many options in digital game clients: Steam, Good Old Games, Epic Game Store, etc., each with slight variations in presentation and catalog. Figuring out what games are essential or non-essential for inclusion and the best implementation strategies will take concerted effort by at least one staffer and may require hiring of temporary staff or interns. If there exist interested parties, say people looking to form a games club or parents with gaming knowledge, this can mitigate some of the time cost, but ultimately, library staff will still have to invest time into evaluating community choices. Because of the high applicability of a curated games list with evaluation criteria, it may also be possible to offset cost by looking into and applying for grants, such as the National Endowment of the Arts Digital Humanities Advancement Fund, that provides funding to museums and libraries that, quote, advance preservation of, access to, or public engagement with digital collections, end quote. Games are also not created equal. Each has its own technological requirements and limitations, and the level of a computer's processing power will determine what games can be played. Therefore, an initial suite of 4 to 6 computers, depending on community interest, that are no more than 8 years old is necessary to offer enough access to make the project worthwhile and to guarantee a wide enough selection of play experiences. While libraries typically have computers available for patron use and catalog searching, a discussion over whether to repurpose already existing technology or invest in newer technology must be had. Brand new desktop computers of average quality run about $1,000 per unit. Used or refurbished hardware of similar quality is significantly lower, ranging from $300 to $500 per unit. Once hardware and software have been selected and purchased, they must then be implemented within the library, which may require staff overtime during the unpacking, installation, and verification of the computers, including being sure the technology is well interfaced with pre-existing library technologies, or conversely, won't undermine pre-existing technologies. Despite the high time and money cost at the front end, another attractive element of digital games curation is its longevity. Once purchased, games will be, barring unforeseen legal restrictions, available for re-download indefinitely. This means if the program proves successful, adding more computers or increasing the number of games would be a relatively simple process, with all the groundwork having been done prior. Going forward, there exist many options for customization based on patron interest. Physical collections could be sourced through donations, a projector could be used for large community events, and a room could be set aside for a designated game space, as this short-term investment paves the way for long-term expansion. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry it went a little long, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day.